Yo, what's good, kings and queens? It's your boy Dawn, and I'm back for another reaction video today. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit all so you know every time I post, you heard. If you're not new to the channel, thank you for popping back out. Thank you for continuously showing love, you heard. Please put your social media down below. Hit that like button. Y'all, I got a great video for y'all today. Today we're going to be watching the 10 gaming moments you weren't supposed to laugh at. I don't know what to expect. I just know that they have different gaming moments, so I just was like, yo, let's see what they talking about. Let's see what's going on. Thank y'all for popping out to react to me. Thank y'all for tuning in. So stay with me to the end of the video. Let's see what they talking about in this video. Follow my social media. Let me know down in the comments if there's any videos y'all want me to react to specifically. We still doing them giveaways, so watch throughout the video. Y'all peep the giveaways, and we're going to go from there, you are. Let's get right into the video.
Sometimes a video game gives you the tensest white-knuckle moments you can imagine, and sometimes video games try to do that. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 video game moments you weren't supposed to laugh at. But obviously you did. Starting off at number 10, Sonic 06, the Hedgehog / human love scene. Don't even know how to say it different than this. The cringe is strong with this one. There is no denying that Sonic the Hedgehog on the Xbox 360 / PlayStation 3 was an unmitigated disaster. It is buggy, frustrating, boring. It is not fun. It is a mess. It is a waste. It is a big fat mistake. But on top of all of that, it also has the most asinine story possible that includes a Sonic / human romance. And it's not exactly one moment, it's kind of spread out across Sonic's whole story. And honestly, it's hard to pick which scene is the most embarrassing because they are all so bad and laughable in their own ways. What makes them so intolerable though, Sonic looks like an animated puppet and his love interest is just like deeply in the uncanny valley. Like, Sonic having any kind of relationship with a realistic human is bad enough, but Elise has this weird doll-like expression and movements that make it honestly kind of creepy. The first scene where Elise tends to Sonic's wounds, it's bad enough, but the second one where they hug and Sonic tells her to smile, it's really funny. But probably the funniest moment is the cutscene when you beat Sonic's story and Sonic bizarrely gives Elise a thumbs up, says nice smile, and winks at her. And like, she winks back with like this zombie like dead movement. It is the stuff of nightmares, and everything about these two is just such a bad idea. It's so funny. And number 9 is the yelling scene from Outriders. Most games that come out these days avoid having any laugh out loud so bad it's good moments in them, but Outriders in many ways kind of feels like a relic from the PS3, Xbox 360 area, at least when it comes to the story. Honestly, it's obviously not all bad, and if you love games like Gears of War, it's kind of endearing. And even if you're whatever about the story, the gameplay is great. But we're not talking about the good stuff here, we are talking about the goofy as hell stuff. So let's do that. During the prologue, you and some of your buddies are exploring this mysterious forest area when suddenly this crazy storm rolls in. And
the storm is here!
It's causing explosions, making people disappear. Everything goes crazy. This is where the moment is. Your dude is trying to save someone, but they disappear. And as a reaction, your dude just immediately bursts out this primal yell, like he's Conan chopping someone's head off. I don't know exactly what it is about this moment that cracks me up. Like, this is a moment in a million stories, and half of them are funny, half of them are like, alright, yeah, I get it. It is not the latter, though, it is the former. Your dude's weird expression, combined with the crazy grunt scream, it's hilarious. Maybe it's not as funny if you're playing a female character, but with a male one, there's just something so absurd about it. It's not like yelling in a situation like this is completely unexpected, but just the style of yell combined with the silly face, and the fact that it goes on for just a bit too long, makes it honestly really one of the all-time great laugh-worthy scenes in my book. And number 8 is the entire ending of Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. What can we really even say about
I haven't played none of these games so far.
Of Revengeance puts the rest of the Metal Gear Solid series to shame. Like, this is a series that's filled with overly dramatic and borderline silly moments, but somehow a spin-off game not made by Kojima, the series creator, managed to top all of it. So the plot leading up to the end of the game is pretty pat. It's a 9/11 was an inside job, Paul where the baddies trick Raiden into attacking the U.S. military base for, reasons. You fight the mastermind, your standard bad guy, corrupt politician named Armstrong, and his fancy Metal Gear, and you seemingly stop everything, but everything gets completely crazy. You're in for some laughs when some goon starts squatting and grunting like a Dragon Ball Z character, ultimately revealing he's a nanomachine-infused monster that wants to purge the weak. There's so many absolutely hilarious moments in this sequence. It is hard to tell whether they were trying to be funny or not.
Right.
How the hell did you get elected? Well, I don't write my own speeches.
I'm dead.
The moments where Armstrong solemnly speaks how you should fight for what you believe in, and then he kicks Raiden, and there's a comedy, the crowd goes wild style sound effect. Probably the funniest moment is when it seems like Raiden is going to join Armstrong, then dramatically turns it around on him. The face that Armstrong makes there, it's priceless. Honestly, the whole sequence has to be seen to be believed. It's definitely supposed to be funny sometimes, I think, probably, but a lot of it's unintentional. The combination of the two is why it's not higher on this list, honestly.
Okay.
And number 7, that time Goofy died in Kingdom Hearts 2. This video could honestly just be a list of things that happen in Kingdom Hearts. That series is just bursting with ridiculous moments that are played deadly serious, but for a lot of fans, that's actually part of its charm. These games combine time-bent and incredibly elaborate anime melodrama with the classic Disney canon. It's a mix that should be like oil and water, but for a lot of people it works. And some people it's ironic, some people it's not. I personally think the games are brilliant, not necessarily for their narrative elements, however, but when it comes to the laughable moments, the Goofy death scene really just can't be topped. A lot of other moments require reams of explanation about the convoluted plot of Kingdom Hearts, but this one just stands on its own as a funny as hell moment that is presumably supposed to be serious. What leads up to it doesn't matter.
That was a fun game, though.
Sora, Goofy, and Donald are confronted by Mickey Mouse in his hilarious, badass trench coat hood thing. Suddenly a rock just comes flying in from nowhere. Goofy jumps in front of it to protect Mickey, and bam, he's quote-unquote dead. You'd think this would be a moment where they play it for comedy. He gets hit on the head, everyone cries, but he's actually okay. But they don't. It's supposed to be a legitimately tragic moment.
なんだよこれ嘘だろ許さない
Because Mickey Mouse swearing revenge for the death of Goofy. It's ludicrous. And yeah, they do kind of play it for comedy later when Goofy shows up alive, but they take their sweet time getting to that point. And it mostly just seems like we're supposed to be relieved that he actually survived. This whole sequence is iconic among Kingdom Hearts fans. Some love it for how silly it is, some just like the storytelling, but we can't help but laugh at it. And number 6 is the Trish death scene in Devil May Cry. This one scene is probably the most infamous in the entire Devil May Cry series. Later parts of the series started incorporating a lot more intentionally funny sequences, but the original DMC was almost entirely dead serious, which actually makes this part a lot funnier. You probably know it from memes at the very least. I'm talking about the part where Dante screams, "I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light." It's a ridiculous thing to say. But the way Dante's voice cracks at the end while shouting light, I mean, it makes this into all-time great video game comedy. It's only made weirder by the fact that Trish, the one who's dead, is actually a demon who was made to look like Dante's mother, which only adds this weird Oedipal dimension to the whole thing. This whole part is supposed to be taken dead seriously. It's got sad music, dramatic zooms, the works, but instead this one line just makes it hilarious.
Basically.
Want to fill your dark soul with light.
And number 5 is Metroid Other M, the entire opening sequence. For fans of the Metroid series, the story of Metroid Other M isn't really all that funny. It's mostly infuriating. Now, the game has its fans. The gameplay can be pretty entertaining at times, but man, the story is rough, and there is a lot of it. Turning Metroid from a singular exploration game into a Metal Gear-like melodramatic action game didn't work all that well, and a big part of that failure came from the characterization of Samus. The really awful voice acting wasn't a big help either. After getting through the tutorial, the game immediately starts bludgeoning you with metaphors. See, Samus is sad because she misses the baby, the young Metroid that rescued the player at the end of Super Metroid. In her monotone narration, Samus says, "the baby," an awful lot, and get really funny after a while. I am, of course, only explaining this so that the silly stuff that's coming makes more sense. Bear with me. So she's flying around space and gets a distress message called a baby's cry, which she ridiculously explains is a common SOS with the urgency of a baby crying. Oh yeah, and the thing sending this baby's cry, the bottle ship, of course, because
The baby.
the whole sequence ends with the line, it was as though it was crying specifically for me.
The baby.
Samus has baby issues. Just use the word baby in everything. Otherwise, the audience won't get it. It's just too subtle. If Samus doesn't say baby all the time, we might forget that there was a baby.
Baby, the baby, the baby, the baby, baby, baby.
The
Pretty
baby.
much every line in this part is either awkward, strange, or needlessly explanatory. So is the rest of the game, though.
In the mission you heard, please go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Tell me if y'all played any of these games. What's going on? Alright, I guess we getting back.
Before there was Half-Life Alyx, there was Hunt Down the Freeman, which the fan game that was actually sold on Steam. I was about to say it was pulled because it was for a while, but it seems like it's back up again. Anyways, it's set as a side story to Half-Life 2. It is about this too edgy for you guy hunting down Gordon Freeman for revenge for beating him up with a crowbar. Yes, those are crowbar stars. For some reason, instead of focusing on gameplay like most Half-Life games would, this one actually has a lot of cutscenes, and yeah, it's on this list because they are really bad. Like, it's all pretty silly, but the ending in particular is like a damn Queen album. One hit after another. Your main dude confronts Adam, a different character that he also wants to get revenge on, and they get into a silly chase before the main guy shoots Adam in the leg. He somehow immediately stands back up, gets shot a few more times, and is still stumbling around so the main guy can get this bad
The ocean though.
You have my permission to die.
Probably the funniest line is when he says,
You have
because Adam did that, I guess, instead of Gordon Freeman. I don't know. This story does not make sense. And number 3, it is the chase sequence from Heavy Rain. We'll just go ahead and say this. Like, it's not just, like, the chase sequence itself, but it's when you fail to do the chase sequence correctly. Like, it starts off kind of normal. You're investigating a thing, guy runs off, and you're just off to the races. You're getting hit by not one but 2 cars, accidentally grabbing somebody, which I don't know how that happens. Then you go into the supermarket, ram into some people, some boxes, fall all over every single thing in the supermarket.
Literally.
I swear to God, it is like a Jerry Lewis skit.
Everything.
From the 1950s or 60s. You have to expect this guy to go, oh, I don't know how that happened. You're knocking people down, you're slipping on ice. You're getting chickens thrown into your face.
He's mad
By the way, it's the best moment of the whole thing. Because when you get the chickens thrown in your face, it cuts to this close-up that I can only describe as the most insane thing. Like how a movie would play for
see you after this.
But it's got this really dramatic
Look at her, y'all.
and it's just ridiculous.
Eating her bag.
It's hard to actually even recite any of this to you. I had to not think
Better
of
be
any of the
hungry.
visuals while I was talking about
We'll
this.
go eat?
Because it's genuinely like one of the most ridiculous things. And I want to give some quick little ups to a glitch
Greedy
that
children,
lets you
y'all.
shout Sean's name in a warehouse for a while, which is also unintentionally one of the goddamn funniest things in the world. But this chase where like you fall on everything, it couldn't be
Big
funny.
faces out
And number 2 is Mortal Kombat 4, Jax's ending. Fighting game endings aren't exactly high art, but for the low bar set by the genre, the endings of Mortal Kombat 4 still hilariously bad.
Come here.
Worst of all of them, however, is the absolutely
Come here.
infamous Jax ending, which is so full of goofy moments that it is almost impossible to describe. Immediately when you see this thing, you want to laugh. You see these characters try to have dramatic scenes.
See these characters in the back.
Fighting game poses and
They're
animation.
hungry for whatever
that's goofy
reason.
enough, but the voice acting is unsurprisingly also terrible.
You're the last one, Jarek.
No. No.
It's the twist that makes this.
How,
First,
Sway?
it seems like Jarek is dead, but twist, he actually
No.
grabs Sonya's leg and she falls off the cliff. Then surprise, Jax is there and grabs Jarek and drops him off the cliff. One of the most immediate acts of revenge of all time. I
Wow.
mean, just the description. Me saying that, in my opinion, is funny. But there's so much else going on. Jarek's yell when he falls off the cliff.
He fell
The fact
off.
He doesn't see Jax at all, even though he's standing directly in front of him. The generally terrible
And she wasn't on the edge.
But Jax's one-liner is what makes it legendary. Jarek protests that this is police brutality, and Jax responds with,
"Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality."
That's incredible. At number 1 is Exodus.
Fatality.
Mike's death scene. I can pretty much guarantee nobody has played this game. It's a rip-off of 2008's Half-Life 2. It's called Exodus from the Earth, and the humor comes down entirely to 2 things. It is a bafflingly bad translation, which reads like it was machine translated or something, and it's got terrible voice acting in English.
Dang,
when you combine the 2, you get some of the most bizarre and hilarious moments in gaming history. Case in point, the death of Mike. Right from the start, you know this is a winner. From your main dude's line read of, "Thanks, me too," which is just beyond bizarre, and the line reads just get worse. Funny thing is, the other guy's voice acting isn't actually that bad, but the main guy's is just next level terrible.
Well, I think it'll be difficult to leave this place.
It sounds like an alien pretending to be a human being. The way he says, "It's really so easy," is nuts. Why does he say it that way? What is happening? We can highlight nearly every line in the scene, but the part where Frank yells, "Oh, fuck off, bastards!" It's just so perfect. Outside of the laughable cutscenes, trying to read these loading screens with a straight face, they're like a step above gibberish. The whole game is just funny as hell in a totally unintentional way. What are some great examples of some drop-dead, dumb moments in video games that made us laugh on it?
I feel like there's so many.
Comment, let us
I'm
know.
not gonna lie. GTA itself probably got like 100. Please let me know down in the comments what y'all thought of this video, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe so I can feed these children and get them new beds now because this girl just ate her bed. I'm gonna show y'all in the next video what it looked like, so meet me there, you heard. Thank y'all for popping out. I gotta feed these children. I gotta feed them. I don't know what to do. You heard, you hear them. They ready to go, you heard. See y'all in the next video, man. Peace. Love. Done.